Hello everyone, welcome back. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And tell us in the comments, can you live one day without your phone? Today, I tried something strange. I decided to spend 24 hours without my phone. And at first, I thought it would be easy. I told myself, it's just one day. How hard can it be? But after only 1 hour, I started to feel something was missing. My hand kept searching for my phone.
That already sounds difficult. In my opinion, we don't realize how often we use our phones until we stop. It's almost like a habit we don't control. What did you do in that first hour?
I sat down with my coffee and looked around instead of looking at a screen. I noticed small things, like the sound of people talking and the light coming through the window. It felt peaceful for a moment. But then I started to feel uncomfortable. I wanted to check messages, check the time, check something, anything. I didn't even know what I was looking for. I just felt the need to check. That surprised me.
I think that's the real problem. It's not about the phone itself, but the habit of checking. We don't ask why, we just do it. That can be a little scary.
Yes, exactly. After 2 or 3 hours, I started to feel a bit more relaxed. I stopped thinking about notifications, and I started thinking more about myself. I walked outside without music, without a podcast, just my thoughts. It felt quiet, but not in a bad way, more like space in my mind. I think I liked that.
That's interesting, because I feel the opposite might also happen. Without a phone, some people might feel more stress, not less. For example, what if someone needs me? Or, what am I missing right now?
That's true. At some point, I also thought, what if I miss something important? That feeling didn't go away completely. It stayed in the background. Around the middle of the day, something changed. The quiet feeling I liked in the morning started to feel heavy. I was sitting alone, and suddenly I didn't know what to do. I almost picked it up. My hand moved toward my bag without thinking. I could almost feel the phone in my hand. Just 1 second. Just one check. I really wanted it.
That sounds like the hardest moment. In my opinion, that's when the habit becomes very clear. It's not about information anymore, it's about comfort, like a small escape.
Yes, exactly. I wasn't bored because there was nothing to do. I was bored because I didn't want to face that silence. That was a strange feeling. I asked myself, why do I need it right now? There was no real reason. No message, no urgent call. Just a habit.
I think many people would fail at that point. They would say, okay, just 1 minute, and then it's over. Because once you start, it's very hard to stop. It pulls you back in.
Yes, and I knew that. That's why I stopped myself. I took a deep breath and put my hand away. I didn't pick it up. But it wasn't easy. For a few minutes, I just sat there, doing nothing. No music, no screen, no distraction. Just me and my thoughts.
And what happened after that? Did it get easier? Or even harder? Because sometimes, after the hardest moment, something changes. Did you feel that?
After that moment, something slowly changed. At first, nothing happened, just silence. But this time, the silence didn't feel heavy. It felt lighter. I stayed there a little longer, without moving. I stopped fighting the feeling. I just accepted it. And that made a difference.
That's interesting. So instead of escaping the feeling, you stayed with it. In my opinion, that's the difficult part most people avoid. What did you notice in that moment?
I noticed my mind became slower. Not empty, but less noisy. I wasn't jumping from thought to thought anymore. It felt more stable. I started to look around again, like in the morning. But this time, I was more present. I wasn't thinking about checking my phone anymore. I was just there.
That sounds like real calm, not forced calm. I think there's a big difference between no phone and no need for the phone. The first one feels like restriction. The second one feels like freedom.
Yes, that's exactly it. At the beginning, I felt like I was losing something. But after that moment, I felt like I was gaining something. Time and attention. I even forgot about the phone for a while. Not because I forced myself, but because I didn't need it anymore. That was new for me.
That's a powerful shift. From I want it to I don't need it. It's small, but it changes everything. Do you think that feeling stayed with you?
By the evening, I felt completely different from the morning. At the start of the day, I felt a kind of loss, like something was missing. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel that anymore. I felt full in a strange way. I sat down again, just like in the morning, but this time my mind was quiet. Not empty, but peaceful. I wasn't thinking about messages or notifications. I was just thinking about my day.
That sounds like a very deep change. In my opinion, evenings are when we really understand how the day affected us. Did you feel more relaxed or more tired? Or maybe both?
A bit of both, actually. My body felt a little tired, but my mind felt lighter. I didn't have that constant pressure to check something. It was quiet inside. I also noticed that time felt slower. Not in a bad way, but in a fuller way. Like I experienced more in the same amount of time. That surprised me.
That's interesting because most people want time to go faster, not slower. But when time slows down, maybe we actually live more. I think phones make time feel shorter, but also more empty. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. When I use my phone a lot, hours disappear very quickly. But I don't remember much from that time. It feels like lost time. But this day felt different. Even small moments stayed with me. A short walk, a quiet coffee, simple things. They felt more real.
That sounds valuable. Not bigger experiences, but deeper ones. I think many people are missing that. So, after this day, would you do it again?
That's a difficult question. Part of me says yes, I would do it again, because I really liked how I felt at the end of the day. It felt calm and more real. But another part of me says no, because the middle of the day was honestly very hard. That moment when I almost picked up my phone, I'm not sure I want to feel that again.
I understand that. In my opinion, the hardest part is not the day itself, but breaking the habit in your mind. That first resistance is always the strongest.
Yes, exactly. Once I passed that moment, everything became easier. But getting there felt like a real challenge, almost like fighting with myself. So maybe the question is not, can I do it again? But, do I want to go through that difficult moment again? Because that's the real barrier. Not the phone, but the habit.
That's a very important point. I think many people would give up before reaching that moment. They wouldn't experience the calm you described. They would only feel the discomfort.
Yes, and that's a bit sad. Because the best part comes after the hardest part. But you don't know that unless you continue. You have to go through it. So, would I do it again? Maybe not for a full day. But I would try it again in a smaller way. Maybe that's the answer.
That sounds more realistic. Not a big change all at once, but small experiments. What kind of smaller way are you thinking about?
I think a full day without a phone is too much for most people. But 1 hour? That feels possible. Not easy, but realistic. I could try that. For example, 1 hour in the evening. No phone, no messages, no scrolling. Just me, my thoughts, maybe a walk. That sounds manageable.
In my opinion, that's a much smarter approach. Instead of a big challenge, you create a small habit, and small habits are easier to repeat. That makes it sustainable.
Yes, and it also removes the pressure. When I said 24 hours, it felt like a test. But 1 hour feels like a choice. And that changes everything. I can say, this hour is mine. Not for my phone, not for other people. Just for me. I like that idea.
I like it too, but I also see a problem. What if something important happens during that hour? What if someone needs you? Would you really ignore it?
That's a fair point. I wouldn't ignore something truly important. But I think most things can wait 1 hour. We just feel like they can't. Maybe the real question is about trust. Do I trust that the world won't fall apart without me for 1 hour? Or do I feel like I must always be available? That says a lot about us.
That's actually deeper than it sounds. Being always available feels responsible, but it can also be exhausting. Maybe we confuse those two things.
Exactly. 1 hour without a phone is not just about the phone. It's about setting a boundary, and maybe learning to be okay with it. So maybe we don't need a big change. Maybe we don't need 24 hours. Just 1 hour can be enough. 1 hour without your phone. No messages, no scrolling, no noise. Just you and your thoughts. It sounds simple, but it isn't.
In my opinion, that's the real challenge. Not because it's long, but because it's honest. You can't escape yourself.
So here is our challenge for you. Tomorrow, choose 1 hour. Just one. Put your phone away. Don't check it. Don't touch it. Stay with it.
And after that hour, ask yourself one simple question. How do I feel? Be honest.
If you try this, tell us your experience. Write it in the comments. We really want to know. Share your story.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot.
Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.